Okay, good morning. This week we are back on Fowler Gilbert Business, and we have another project where we have an element of demolition and site clearance, and then we've got a brand new building going up. So this building we're standing in here is an old kennel or cubicle building. Now, the construction of it is very lightweight gauge steel. It's all sort of tubular section. It's got a very low pitched roof, and it's also very low at the eaves. Now, although very good back in the day, it does not meet modern standards of agriculture because everything is so low, machinery gets bigger, ventilation is key. This just hasn't got it. We've only got this tiny little strip down the side of Yorkshire borders, the ventilation. We've got no ridge cap on here, which is to try and help with the ventilation, but it just doesn't work. It's served its purpose, but now surplus to requirements. So what we've got to do here is, this building here is the cubicle building, and what we're going to do is we're going to demolish and get rid of that. We're going to clear all the footprint of it. This building next to is the existing or the old parlour building. Now that too is coming down because there's a new parlour going right here, which is the next building along. So there's an extension going on the end and the parlour itself is going in there. So this will then form part of a yard area between the two of where we are now putting our new building to stand in the same place as where the existing cubicle shed was. So when we come to take this down, this has got asbestos on the roof and we've got to dispose of that first. And once we've got rid of that asbestos, all of this frame, everything will then come down. We'll scoop it all up, we'll put it in a scrap skip and get rid of it. We've got to rip all these floors out because we have at the moment a different arrangement inside here, so there's no concrete that we can reutilise in our new building, other than the fact that we're going to rip it up, we're going to stick it through the crusher, we're going to relay it as stone, and then we're going to reconcrete everything. At the same time, we've got a little sort of carving pen out the end, or whatever they've used that for, that is coming down as well. Out the back here, there's a slurry channel in the ground. We don't need that because there's a new drainage arrangement going in at the back. Then what we'll do after we've put the new building up, we'll resurface everything on the outsides of the building. We'll concrete the inside. They're having cubicle beds that just sit in on top because this is a tenant farmer. So the estate are maintaining and doing the building work, whereas the tenant farmer is then coming along and putting everything that he puts in, he can take out if anything goes wrong or changes. So, like I say, this is the old parlour building there. That is not big enough, so that's what's coming down, and we're going to have this collecting yard arrangement in between. And this building here, this one is now being converted. So we're going to take that section off the end. That's going to then go here in this sort of, try and keep them posts in actually, and the breeze block wall. And then we'll spin them rafters round. They'll go on this side, and then that will be effectively the end of the parlour here. Milk wagon can then come in, obviously that's where it loads up from the tank, and parlour itself, collecting yard, is at the back. So this here now, all the drainage is being redone because everything is block solid. The previous tenant farmer has not really sort of kept on top of everything here. He's now, I believe, passed on and somebody new has took over and they want it right, which is good. So all this drainage is going to be redone now. Then out the bottom, we're going to connect up all that existing drainage there into a new pipe and get rid of it to out the bottom, basically, where we've got a slurry facility, and obviously all the main or surface water, clean that is, then goes from the far end of the farm and away. And that's sort of stage one of the works. We have got a little bit of work to do up here. Some of the existing yards have been broke up. We've got to bring the crusher in, crush that, relay it, and then that's got to be concreted. And I think for the moment that'll sort of get everything up and running, because the plan is they want to be milking as soon as possible. So we're a bit early coming and doing this recording because we're starting in about a week's time, but next week I'm not around. So we are just running stuff up here at the minute, ready to make a start next week. Hopefully throughout the course of this week, we've got JDC coming. Customer, I think, has employed them direct, not through us this time. They're going to come up and decommission the site so that we know that whatever we're taking apart, everything electric wise is decommissioned at where it comes onto the site. Water wise, we've just got to switch it off over in the corner because everything that we rip up then we're going to redo brand new. And I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to make a start next week, like I say, asbestos off first, and then we will come in with our kit and we will flatten the whole site. Okay, little side note that I actually forgot to put in this week's video is We are also here this week, me and Simon are here to exhibit at the NEC at the Pig and Poultry event. Now this is a biannual event, so last time it was at, I think it was Stoneleigh, which was a showground down there. This is the first time that this event has been moved across to the NEC. So it's going to be a bit of trial and error for us here because Lammer moved to the NEC and that was fantastic. This is our second day today. Yesterday was fairly good. Normally the first day is the better of the 2 days when you're exhibiting, but yesterday was a really nice day, sun shining. All farmers generally are out doing their field work because of the weather that we've had up to this point. So I'm hoping today, we're a bit overcast, it's forecast rain, today may well be the better day for the show. This will be really the tell as to whether we end up coming back and rebooking this show, because it's not one of the bigger shows that we do. However, because we have the pig farm and we've got the 2,000 or just under 2,000 pigs on the farm, and we do specifically the building relative to this show, it is quite good for us because the inquiries that we do get, we consider that we're a specialist in that field, given that we have the exact setup that somebody can come and look at if they want to, but at the same time, we know the ins and the outs of running the pig unit as well. Poultry side, we don't do masses in because it's very labour intensive and they're a different style of building than what we're used to doing. So although we do basic poultry buildings, we don't really get involved in the broiler units and things like that. But then we do the other buildings on the farm. So we do the workshop, we do the grain stores, we do all the straw sheds, all the other stuff that they need on the farm. So we've positioned ourselves this time. There's 3 sections in the 2 halls of the NEC. And one section is a bit of everything. One section is relative to pigs only and one section is relative to poultry only. Now we've positioned ourselves, rightly or wrongly, in the pink section, which is just for the pigs. Yesterday, like I say, it was a fairly good day. It was not record breaking by any means, but I am hoping today we'll see a difference. So for me, I do find it quite interesting because being a pig farmer as well, there's lots of stuff here I want to look at. It's a good opportunity to catch up with the people that we are working for where the pigs are concerned, so that's nice for us. Don't get to see them guys very often because it's always a mad flying visit or an audit on the farm. We never get a chance to have a proper catch up, so I'm going to do that today, nip over and see them. But like I say, the show itself is relatively small. You know, when we were last here, we were here at Lammer, and Lammer occupies probably 14 or 6, no, in fact I think it's about 16 or 18 of the halls. This is only 2 of the halls here at the NEC, so it's a relatively small show but very focused on what it is. So I'm going to let you guys go and have a look. I need to get on the stand. All I need to do is put my badge on and go. Boom. So if you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you with, because we will have one by the time this comes out, a demolition montage.